Hello. So, I found this really cute teddy bear kit. And I've been wanting to make a teddy bear for a while now. And I've not tried one of these, is it Bergin and Bath kits? So I thought I'd give it a go. I'll put I can't remember how much I paid for it, so I'll put the information up on the screen of how much the kit cost me or how much the average price of the kits are. And I'll give you a little bit of information. It says made with love in the UK, and on the back here it says discover an incredible new craft. This kit contains the materials to make one teddy bear. Cruelty-free wool fibres, which is amazing, a specialist needle, eye pins and step-by-step photographic instructions. The finished teddy bear will be approximately 10 centimetres tall. This project should take approximately 3 hours. You will need a sponge, so it's saying we haven't got a sponge inside, so that's fine. I've got one here. This is not a toy, and anyone under the age of 14 should be supervised. Colours and contents may vary slightly. So it's quite light. So as far as some of the kits go, it's not sort of a big kit. But that, that's normally, I haven't got my other scissors with me, so I'm trying to score this with my clippers. But there we go. It's quite simple. So let's have a look. He looks so adorable. Now I'd like to learn how to do a jointed teddy, but that's something for another day. Okay, so the lights are shot. I do apologise for the lights. I'll try and tilt it so my headlight is not shining. So what have we got? Oh, well, inside we're greeted by an adorable raccoon. Oh my goodness, how cute is that? Now I want to make him. So that could be the next one. So planet friendly craft kits, which I love that. Can you see? I love these kits already. Thanks for choosing to buy one of our kits. Oh, my little doggy's off. My fur baby is off already. Our kits are all hand-packed by our tiny team, and we endeavour to make sure everything is perfect. Oh, I love this. I love this attention to detail. I do apologise. It appears my little fur baby is arguing with a fly. Very important. He's a little Pomeranian. It's a very important job. Okay, sorry. So, I'm really impressed already. I love the planet-friendly kits. I love that they've gone that extra mile to, especially in today's day and age, to put that extra effort in. I really like that. And just look how adorable this is. Just look. I want one. I want to make one of these. We're going to find out how to make one of these. So, what else have we got? Oh, it feels nice. Feels nice. So we have, let's have a little look. We have our needle, our eye pins. Does it tell me what needle this is? Of course, it's inspiration, needle felting, paper flowers, macrame, and bead kits. It doesn't tell me what needle this is. Let's see if it probably tells me in the kit, but I would have liked it to have said on here for me. So let's take everything out of the box and put it on our mat. So we have this. This is a lovely colour. And we have, okay, I would like it to tell me what colours I have. This little box is adorable and very eco-friendly. I like that. So some kits come with a mat. Obviously I already have my own foam mat, but if you were doing this as a beginner kit, then you would need to bear that in mind, that you would need to buy a mat. So this is nice. So these are the instructions for the teddy bear. Again, this kit I will not I will not do a close-up to the instructions because this is their kit and that would be wrong of me. But a brief overview, the instructions look quite nice. You have 33 steps and the pictures are quite good. The pictures are quite good. Just look, I'm just quickly glancing over the instructions. We'll see if I can follow them. We'll see if my teddy bear looks anything like a teddy bear. But let's have a look at this because this is another thing they've sent. And this is really nice thing to include. How to create a ball, how to create a flat piece of felt. Get to know your needle. Needle felting is an art, turning wool fibres into 3D shapes. Get to know needle. How long to stab. Do's and don'ts. I really like this. That's a nice thing to include. Yeah, I really like this. This is a nice extra to include in the kits. I'm not sure whether many kits include this kind of thing, but I think that's nice. I quite like that, and I will be giving that a read. So it doesn't tell me a list of the colours of the wool. So let's have a look at the wool itself. So this is roving or tops, and can you see it's all one long staple length. This feels a little bit coarser though, but this is definitely all one long length. Whereas opposed to this is all one long piece. This is from my other kit, but it is very much not, if you see all the fibres. So these are a tops or a roving. So you pull them apart, they're all still in one long staple length. So we'll see how I get on with that because that's not going to be as easy. Whereas this, so the teddy itself is a different wool. It's a different type of wool. So the teddy itself is a different type of wool. So we'll see how we get on with that. So the teddy, so we're going to be doing the heart and the nose, so that should be fine. The heart and the nose and the little pads. So the heart, the nose and the pads and the lining, so that should be fine to complete with. And the main body of the teddy is this, which looks much better. This is the face. Yeah, I'm pretty sure those balls are going to be fine for that anyway. So let's get going. Let's make ourselves a teddy. It doesn't tell me what needle. I would have liked it to have told me what needle this is, but that's fine. Right, let's get going. I'm excited. So this is where I've got to. Doesn't look a lot, but it's took me a little while. It doesn't really say, I mean, it's quite squishy. It doesn't really say how firm to do it. So I've done steps 1, 2 and 3. Basically I had to divide the brown wool. I had to divide it into smaller pieces, and then I'm not going to show you the instructions, but it explained how it wanted us to wrap and felt this section. This is the body, but it doesn't tell me how. I like mine to be sort of medium firm. But if I go sort of, I felt it down to medium firm, I've got a feeling it's going to end up sort of, I think mine's a bit long. I think the picture, I think mine's a bit long. I think mine's going to be, I think I need to, but now I've sort of done it, I think I can't sort of make it much shorter. So I think it's just going to be a bit of a tall teddy bear, if I'm honest. I think it's going to be a bit of a tall teddy bear. I think it should be sort of about 2 centimetres smaller. So I might give it a little bit more of a felt down and get it a bit more of a firm felt down, and then I'll go on to step 4. But I think this is a bit too squishy for me. So I'll give it a little bit more of a firm up, and then I'll go on to step 4, and I think then we're going to start making the head. Okay, so it's still squidgy, but it's a bit firmer and a better shape. I think I'm just going to end up with a taller teddy bear. So I'm going to go on to step 4 now, and it's good. It tells you, I like the instructions. It tells me now to split the remaining wool into 2, and then save a 1 centimetre strip for the ears. So that's step 4. I'm not going to tell you all of this because these are copyrighted. It tells us how to make the snout, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do steps 4, 5 and 6, and I'll check back in with you. We should have a head by the time we get to step 8 is to add our eyes. So by the time I get to sort of 6 and 7, you should see like a head emerging. And then we'll put the eyes on. So let's get going. Okay, so we are at just finished step 7. So we've added, I'm not sure if my nose is too big. At the moment all I can see is nose. I'm hoping it's going to look better when I've got eyes on and ears made and stuff. Yeah, but all I can see at the moment is this, I don't know, the big nose. But we'll see. So yeah, I've added on this beautiful colour. It's really, really beautiful. So I added on that. I did do some research and on the internet, and it's I sort of just put in sort of what wool is used in the Bergin and Bath kits, and it said it was Shetland. So it said that this they thought was Shetland, and it really is beautiful. This teddy bear sort of is absolutely beautiful. So I'm not sure if they use, but it doesn't tell me in the kit, so I would have liked to have known that. But oh, bloody. But it really is very, very nice wool. So yes, I'm on to 8 now, where I'm going to do the eyes. So I'll show you a little bit about. I'll show you me inserting the eyes, and we'll the tape's this little card, and yeah, we'll have a go. And hopefully, once the eyes are on, and then after that, step 9 is to make the ears, I think. So hopefully once the eyes and the ears are on, his nose won't look so big. Nose won't look so big. So let's get going. Okay, right, we have made the ears. So we're now just finished step 11. I've done the eyes, I've made the ears, and I've attached the ears. The ears, slightly different method than I normally use, but I followed what they said, and I've attached the ears. So far, the only thing I'm finding a little frustrating is that there's no sizes. We're not given any sizes, so I'm kind of guessing what sizes the ears needed to be against the picture. But when you look at the picture and you make it looks a different size to when they put it up against the teddy. Sort of it can be a little bit sort of, so when you look at one picture you think, oh, the ears are sort of quite small, and then you look at the next picture when they put it on the teddy, you're like, no, the ear looks a lot bigger against the teddy than it did on the picture a minute ago. So I wish they'd have given, you know, sort of a bit more of a size guide, put a ruler up against it or something as simple as that. That would have helped me to know what they expected of me. Where do they say that how big the teddy is going to be? Yes, it says the finished teddy will be approximately 10 centimetres tall. Well, my teddy bear's body is 8 centimetres tall. Add that to my head. And so far, my teddy is 13, with his ears, is 14 centimetres tall. So, yeah, does that mean I've got a really long-bodied... I know that I found it, with this beginning, they say sort of how to make it. My teddy did end up a little bit longer and not so chubby. So he's sort of, I think he should be a bit squattier. But the head is sort of... So far, my teddy's a little bit... Does he look like a long... He's not chubby, see. I'm loving making teddy, and I think it's lovely. I'm probably going to make another teddy after, with my own methods, and see if it comes out very different, or if I get really stuck and think, yes, the methods were much better than mine. I think I'll make one my own way and see if I'm really rubbish making a teddy my own way. But yes, so next I've got to do a little nose. There's attach a tiny pad of brown wool for the nose. It doesn't tell me how much to use or anything, which is fine, but it doesn't tell me how big it's expecting. So I think the kit's lovely, the wool is lovely. It's just some of the instructions are a bit vague, but I do love it. So perhaps it's not beginner friendly, but it is lovely and the wool is beautiful. So let's make a nose and hope that my nose looks like their nose. Let's go. Okay, I have done the nose and I went on and did the mouth. And then step 14 said to put little, I don't know if you can see, little sort of pieces over the eyes. It does look different. I don't know whether I did it right, but it definitely did make a difference. So I think that's quite a nice touch. It softened the eyes and made him look, and changed the character of the face. I don't know how, it was a tiny little thing, but it actually really did make him look quite different. So I think it's really cute. I really love how it's coming on. Don't know whether the nose is a bit big, like my square is a bit big, but I like him. I think his face is really sweet. I really like how he's coming on. So now I'm dividing the remaining wool to make arms and legs. So I'm dividing up, and I can't tell you how their method of... So far I'm loving the kit, but the way they explain things, I have to read it a couple of times to work out the way in which they want me to do it. But I love the results. if that makes sense. So let's do, I don't know whether I'm doing an arm and a leg first, but let's see how we get on and whether it looks anything like what it's supposed to. Okay. I've done the paws and I've done the little claws, how they said. I've hit a bit of a snag. I'm doing the feet and my feet aren't big enough. I'm using the last, with this kit, some kits you end up with some wool left over. With this kit you're going to use, it's divide everything. And I'm finding I haven't got enough wool for the feet. And I think it comes down to my teddy bear has ended up bigger than their teddy bear, and I think it all started with mine isn't as fat as theirs. Mine's taller and thinner. He's going to be a skinny bear, and it started off because so mine's squidgier, and normally I felt a lot firmer, but if I'd have felt it firmer I'd have ended up with a very skinny, long, thin bear. So I found some wool that I have, which is Shetland, but it's very much more carded than theirs. So I'm gonna add it to the peats. I've added some already to bulk out the feet. It's and I might bulk out the tummy. And it's my own fault for making it skinny, but I just want my bear to look right. But if you buy this kit, make sure your bear's not tall and skinny. Make it shorter and fatter. So yeah, with the World of Wool kits, you end up with lots of wool left over. Well, I did with my bunny. Yes, so make sure your bear is shorter and fatter and not taller. But I don't mind because I say it's just not quite, theirs was sort of more roving rather than my very much carded Shetland. It's actually a Shetland bat. It's from World of Wool. But it's the right colour. Can you believe I'd have the right colour? So I don't mind. The kit is lovely. So there's my paw. And on the picture, the feet are bigger than the paws. Not massively, but they are, when they sort of stand up, they're bigger than the paws. So I want my paw and my feet. Now, a minute ago, that looks a bit better there, but a minute ago, my foot was very much smaller. So I'm just going to add a teeny bit more, and then I'll be a lot happier. But yeah, and I wanted to be a bit firmer, but my foot was really too small. So I'm just going to add a little bit, and then I'll be much happier with that. But I wasn't massively out, but I just wasn't quite happy. And I've been through all of that. I don't want these tiny little teeny paws. So let's carry on. Okay, here's two little beats, two little paws, a long body is not a fat bear, and a head. So the next stage, we're now on, after doing all those pieces, we're now on step 24. And it says stab down through the head and up through the body to attach the head securely in place. We will have a go at this because that's pretty standard. See, I still think my body's a bit, it's just a long, you're just not a fat bear. You're not a chubby fella. So feel like that's pretty standard, so I'm not worried about doing this bit with you. That's pretty standard instructions. So I want him to be, I feel like that's pretty flat bit at the back there. And you don't have a round tummy. I might use a little bit of that extra to give him a round tummy if he looks daft. I've left his body pretty squidgy, so that it's not really squishy, but I have left it so that I can do this bit, because if you'd done it sort of really firm, this bit was going to be difficult. So but I want to make sure that it looks, there we go. I'm going to be gentle to start with. I don't want to see, because don't want to misshape him now. I don't want you to look deformed. So we're going through the head, down into the body, and then, because it does slightly change the shape of the, and then we'll do the opposite way around. Then we'll go this way. Just don't stab yourself. I should put my finger guards on, but I'm pretty. So that's already feeling. Holding him and squishing him down at the same time, and I'm not too worried because he's got a lot of length, haven't you? You're definitely not a chubby fella, so I haven't got to worry about you. And that doesn't feel like it's going to come off. Trying to do it in different spots so I don't create a line around, and I can go over the, yeah, there's definitely is chubbier than mine on the picture. And it's going to have a heart in front, so we'll use the heart to make you look like you're chubbier. We'll have a well-placed heart. Who said all bears need to be chubby? And as I said before, I'm going to have another go with, now I've found that I've got the exact colour, I'll have a go and try and make a shorter, fatter one. Right, do you think that's, well, it's quite secure. It's not going to come off. How are you looking? And this is where I have to decide now with it. Sort of laying down, is that, you look like you're looking, oh no, you're looking straight ahead. Do I want him to look straight ahead? Do I want him to look, he's quite even as well, or do I want him to look down a little bit? Because if I want him to look down a little bit, I've got to hold him down and push like that to give him an angle. Don't poke yourself, Law. If you want him to look down, you're holding an angle. See, now he's looking down a little bit more. You need to position where you want. See, now he's at, I like that better. I didn't like him when he was looking, yeah, I like that better. Okay, so now I've got to put on the arms. So I've got these in order of where they're going to go. So that's going to go like that. So that's going to go there. His arms, he's got a very long body. So I'm going to have to concentrate through this bit. I'm not going to talk, so I'll have a film, but I'm going to try and work out off camera a bit how, yeah, don't want him to have massively longer. I think I'm going to have to play around with this for a little bit because it doesn't tell me. I'm just going to have to do it however I think. Think about there. Because they're bare, if we look on the box, his arms come down and touch the floor when he sat down. Mine's going to have long arms because of my long body. It's going to look lovely. It's going to look lovely. It's just going to have long arms and a long body. Let's have a go. Okay, so I've tucked in the top, and the bits that were overhanging here I've added to the outside to make it a bit chubbier. You can't really see, but I didn't want to waste. Is when I folded it over, so I've narrowed it in here, I folded it over to the length I wanted, then I pulled off this wool and added it to the back. So I sort of narrowed it off here, folded and added it to the back so as not to waste it. And I'm pretty happy with the length of that, because I feel like when I sit it, I know it's a funny angle for you, when I sit it down, it's sort of going to go across and then the feet are going to come out. So I feel like even though I've got a longer body, even though I've made a bigger teddy, which as I said was my own fault in the beginning, I should have paid more attention to but it didn't really, that's why I wish it had given me measurements, because then I could have measured my body and I wouldn't have made sort of such a big bear. But never mind, livable bear. And I think that's going to be okay. So I'll do the other one to match and then we'll go on to the feet. So I've added a bit of extra wool to the drumstick, if you like, end, because this, oh hello, this was what I had, and as you can see, so I'm just going to add this skinny leg. Bear don't want no skinny leg, so I'm just going to add a little bit of wool to the end to make him his chicken leg, same as his chicken leg, and then we'll attach the legs. Okay, his legs are on. I still think I could have made them a bit chunkier, but they're all right. It's the first teddy bear I've ever made, and his legs are right out here. But I think he looks cute. He's, well, they said he should be about, roughly about 10 centimetres. And he's like 13. So, yeah, 13, just over 13. So he's 3 centimetres bigger than he should be. And I've got, well, there was plenty of the other two, of the light brown and the dark brown. So I'm not surprised that I had to add. He's not too skinny, but his arms and legs are a bit skinnier than perhaps they should be. So this is the sort of the picture, and you can see sort of the size. So I think mine is definitely bigger, but I love him. He's lovely. I don't think my head's too far off, but I definitely think my body is very elongated. So, next step, it says step 28. So we've got, you can make a scarf or a heart. I don't think we need all of this red wool for the heart, so you could make both. I'm going to make a heart, and this is a lovely wool, lovely wool. So I'm going to have a go at making a heart, and see, yeah. Oh, my fur baby's off. I'm going to have a go at making the heart and see if I can make it even and about the right size. So here we go. And he's done. And I love him. He's so cute. Although he was challenging in some respects, but I love him. So, what do we think? So I love the kit. What are the pros and cons? Well, I think the packaging was simple but cute. There was no fuss, no messing. It was, the box is easily recyclable. There's no mess, nothing you don't need, no sort of plastic messing. It was all great. I love the fact that it says cruelty-free fibres, and that's really important to me. I loved the extra leaflet you got in there, the extra simple shapes, how it the do's and don'ts, how it explains a few things there for you. I think that's a great asset. I really like that. I love the it explains to you. I love this guy. You're going to see this on here. This is not a sponsored video. I buy these kits with my own money. I'm going to have to purchase this one. Just look how adorable that little raccoon is. I like the information they give you here, planet friendly craft kits. I really appreciate that. That means a lot to me as a customer. There are a few things that I would have liked. I've mentioned several times in the video, I would have liked some measurements. That would have stopped me making the bear's body too big in the first place, and then I wouldn't have needed to add extra wool. I was just lucky that I had some. We had plenty of the light brown and the dark brown and the red. It was just the body wool that I needed some extra because I made him too big. But you know, who doesn't need an extra big bear? So yes, I would have just liked a little bit of size guiding on there. You had to kind of guess as you were going along, as you're making things, that you're making the right size. I would have liked to have known some information about what wool. I did some research and they said that it was Shetland. I'm not quite sure exactly what this was. I did read somebody that said that it was merino. I'm not 100%, but I would have liked that information in the kit. Because it was beautiful wool. The Shetland was beautiful, so I would have liked that information. Just a couple of lines to tell me what it was. The price point at the point of making this video, the price point's £19 for the kit. Whenever you're watching this video, the price points might be different. It's only a small bear. I've seen kits that's expensive, a little bit expensive for what you get. It's like you don't get a mat. They're banking on the fact that you already have a mat. I have read some of the reviews that said the kit doesn't have everything you need because it doesn't have a mat. I'd rather have the expense in the kit, in the materials themselves, than have a mat that I don't need. So yeah, that's not really a con for me. But other people have said they would have preferred a mat in there. But to be fair, some of the mats, I mean, World of Wool mats are fantastic, but some of the mats you get in other kits, to be fair, I wouldn't use them from the ones I've seen because they're not much cop. So it's a middle of the range. It's not really expensive and it's not cheap. And with the quality, everybody I've seen reviews have said the quality is really good. I would have liked a little bit more detail in the instructions. Some of the instructions were a little bit vague. Somebody else could go, no, the instructions were fine. So yes, the main things I read, because I looked at some of the reviews just to make sure I wasn't being harsh on anything. And several of the people said they ran out of wool. And I thought that was probably because, again, there wasn't size guides on anything. So they might have done the same as me and made... I think they do a guinea pig kit and things like that. And they said there wasn't enough wool to do all of the guinea pigs in the kit. So I thought it's probably because they made a big guinea pig, like I made a big teddy. But everybody across all the kits said that the quality was fantastic. So I would probably give the kit a 7 out of 10 because I just thought the quality was fantastic. The bear is uber cute. The instructions are good, just in some places they're a little bit vague, so I would have liked a little bit more detail. But I love it, and I'm going to do this dude very soon because I love him. And I don't know whether you like my teddy, but I love my teddy. And now I've got to give Teddy a name. So if you think of any good names, I've got him stood up on it, lent up on a little thing so you can see him. If you can think of a good name for Teddy, apart from Teddy or Ted. I mean, it could be a girl, but it looks like a boy to me, with his little love heart. So if you can think of a good name for Teddy. Otherwise, it's just going to be Teddy. But thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed the kit review. I will definitely be doing some more Bergin and Bath. I will order some more because I love them. And we'll see what the other kits are like. Take care, everyone. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.